Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 1 in a series between Colorful versus Sun. Game 1 taking place here on Demon Monkey 1.2. Colorful has spawned as the purple Night Elf here at what I'll call the 9 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Sun has spawned as the light blue Undead under the name AFK Wenhao. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this map once more. I really still don't know that much about it. There are gates in the middle of the map, which would normally be a very, very small map as the crow flies, but because of the gates here, it does take a little bit of time to find your opponent's base. We'll see what's going to unfold here in this Night Elf vs Undead matchup, as Colorful is opening up with an Altar of Elders and setting up an Ancient of War creep down over here. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is a 3-3-3-2 creep camp. Not quite sure if that will give level 2. I don't believe so, but I will have to double check. It should be equivalent or very close to a 5-3-3 creep camp. Now, coming back around, let's take a look at what's happening over here. Crypt is coming into play, and the Altar of Darkness with a second Tomb of Relics now coming into play. That Tomb of Relics a bit earlier than I would have expected. It's going to be well completed before the Death Knight can make his way out. Not sure why that was the reasoning. Perhaps just the timing on the Acolyte, as he was trained and he is now making rounds across the map in order to scout. Both sides going to find where their opponent is relatively quickly, as the Acolyte and the Wisp give each other a little bit of a hug here, as the Warden now coming in. Undead versus Night Elf Warden, a very common choice, as the Warden is the best hero to try and stop that Undead Death Knight with ghouls and Unholy Aura. We are taking a look at the Archer now pulling back here. Colorful does not have a Wisp here yet, gonna make its way over. There is the Ensnare, and now Colorful is actually in a really weird spot with only a Wisp down over here and no repairs currently going on. This Acolyte could perhaps even get some damage and finish off this one particular Wisp here, but no, that's not going to be happening, as the Warden now going after the Acolyte. The Archer should be able to do enough damage. One more bolt of the shot from the Archer should be more than enough, and yes, that Acolyte will end up getting taken out. With that, the Warden should be at level 2 once this creep camp does clear. 105, yes, it should be exactly or very close to that, as we are now looking at the Death Knight making his rounds out. Where's that Death Knight? Death Knight quickly selling the Rod of Necromancy, and now going to be doing a little bit of creeping instead of that early harassment as I originally thought. Warden, needs to finish off this Nightcrawler. Not quite sure why it is not dead just quite yet. There it goes, gets to level 2. Pretty much one experience over, as this one Wildkin will also get taken out. Now, the Death Knight, perhaps he does not want to try and creep without the help of Death Coil, or excuse me, not creep, without pressuring without the help of Death Coil. We all know how important Death Coil is in these early engagements, as it allows you to heal or nuke your opponent's units. Let's go ahead and come back around. Quillbor going to get taken down. Meanwhile, Warden clearing out an easy 3-1-1 creep camp. Almost a little bit of a step back in terms of experience gain after clearing out that higher level creep camp, but then again she is doing it without the help of a giant Ancient of War. Death Knight now sitting at level 1 with 300 mana. None of that mana is gonna matter unless it gets to level 2, as we now see a second Rod of Necromancy purchase with Dust of Appearance. If the Death Knight is able to get an early kill here and then start using that Death Coil, he could easily whittle away the Night Elf army. Night Elf now looking the Tree of Ages. Where is the Hunter's Hall? I do not see it yet. There it is. Hunter's Hall now coming into play, most likely leaning towards those Ancient of Lores for the Druids of the Talon. Excuse me, Druid of the Claw. Alright, now let's go ahead and come back around. The Warden now trying to escape here. The Warden does not have Boots of Speed, as the skeletal minions quickly make their way over. Alright, Hunter's Hall taking a fair bit of damage. That is a lot of skeletal minions here, as the Wisp now tries to make its way over as well. Not going to be able to. repair that Hunter's Hall, obviously, as the Hunter's Hall is not done, and the Death Knight still getting in a lot of easy damage onto that one Hunter's Hall there. Meanwhile, skeletal minions are a bit separated, making sure that a Wisp cannot get an easy detonation on multiple units. The Death Knight really didn't do that much there at all. Perhaps maybe picking up a Naga Sea, which will capitalize and follow up, but we haven't seen that yet, as the Halls of the Dead is still not yet done upgrading. Skeletal minions making sure that there are no straggling units anywhere nearby. Meanwhile, the Warden quickly making their way over. Archer was already shadow melded here, so that's going to allow him to pick up a Medicine Man, most likely. Centaur Outrunner and a Troll Shadow Priest. Both of those rather strong units, as we are still going to be waiting on Druids of the Claw coming out of those Ancient of Lores. It is going to take a little bit of time before those units come out. Death Knight, however, still sitting at level 1, not really making most of the time that he has out on the field. You never want to be maxed out in hit points and mana for that long. You should be trying to attack something, take something, earn gold through creeping, do something, as the passive regeneration is absolutely necessary. All right, Forest Troll Berserker. This creep camp will get cleared out relatively fast. Forest Troll Berserker with that normal or medium armor takes extra normal damage, which is the damage type for all these ghouls here, and also the skeletal minions. There goes another. Are we going to see a death coil onto the ghoul? Yes, we have the save right there, as the Ogre Mauler is going to fall without much of an issue. Goblin Night Scope. What is that? Okay, I don't remember what a Goblin Night Scope does. Does it give you enhanced vision at night? That would make a little bit of sense, or perhaps no. I can't imagine that being like a gem of sightseeing, where all of a sudden your hero becomes a detector. All right, let's go ahead and let's see what's going to happen down over here. Ghouls now trying to make their way over, gonna go after that Warden. Warden taking a fair bit of damage. Now that ghoul needs to get away. Death Coil does get off, but it's still not gonna matter unless the Death Knight puts himself in harm's way. All right, there's the blink for the follow-up kill, as Colorful now gets up to level 2. Colorful at level 2 may be able to Shadow Strike and now get even more damage off onto that Crypt Fiend. Death Knight needs to get a Death Coil off onto that unit, as the Lich now makes its way over. Frost Nova onto the Centaur. Beautiful Staff of Preservation. The nuking power is strong, but the Staff of Preservation is stronger with this one, as the Centaur Outrunner ends up teleporting back home. Death Knight. Lich, level 2, level 1, Obsidian statues being added. Lich now trying to clear out a relatively easy creep camp. Not going to get to level 2 though, as the Death Knight is nearby, stealing some of that precious experience. Now, are we going to perhaps see creeping out of this set Razor main Medicine Man creep camp? That would look very nice there, as you can see that the Elven Gate is currently falling. And I don't believe the Undead knows. No, does the Undead know? Yeah, the Undead does know that the Dryad is there on the other side because of all of that poison. All right, Centaur Outrunner now rushing straight forward after that Crypt Fiend. All right, are we going to see the Death Coil? There is the Death Coil now trying to back off. A Staff of Preservation saving a very gung-ho Centaur who always runs into the fray. However, that Staff of Preservation 30-second cooldown may just be long enough, as we are looking at the Troll Shadow Priest needs just one more hit to get taken out. All right, Lich down to 146 mana. Troll Shadow Priest needs to heal up and heal up quickly. What's going to be happening? Ancients of Lore now trying to train up those Druids of the Claw, but that may be too little, too late. It is going to be cutting it close. If Colorful can get 2 to 3 bears out onto the field, that should be more than enough to push back this army. The timing is going to be the key here, as the Centaur Outrunner and all of these mercenaries are what's really giving Shun a hard time. All right, let's take a look at this. Centaur now just trying to run all over the place. Skeletal minions now coming in. Wisp not coming down yet, as we now see the Ancient of Wonders coming in. All right, Druid of the Claw, Rejuvenation now goes into bear form, takes a whole bunch of damage. May need to get stabbed of Preservation in order to get saved, as the Druid of the Claw down to 46 hit points, and now getting taken out by a Death Coil. All right, however, the damage on all of those ghouls are starting to add up, and if the ghouls end up getting taken down, that is going to change things dramatically. However, the Centaur Outrunner does get taken out as well. Both sides losing a lot of units, 29 over 50 for Colorful, but the trees themselves seem to be turning the tide. You can take a look at how much damage a Crypt Fiend is taking. 385 down to 358. That is a lot of damage for a stationary tree to just be dealing there. But the Druid of the Claw is still having problems as we now see another rejuvenation come in. All right, Destroyer is up in the air. We see 2 bears coming in. Warden now in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to be able to see a Scroll of Town portal? No Scroll of Town portal. There's the Death Coil. And that may be the game as the units are able to dodge out of there. Colorful losing game number 1. Wait, hold on. No, Colorful losing game number 1, even though he has the higher score. There is no gold highlight to really tell me the ultimate winner, but I did see Colorful give the GG. Shun taking game 1 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.